gentlemen, it's a very bright and sunny day. Well, what I'm going to talk to you about is not about the bright and sunny day or the horses here. I'm going to talk to you about what's going to happen in the years to come in the subcontinent. And I'm going to focus on Pakistan and Bangladesh. Now, if you look at history, in 1947, Muhammad Ali Jinnah was handed the state of Pakistan on a platter. And he accepted it because he had the ambition to become the Prime Minister of India. And Nehru and Patel were not ready for it. And they were able to persuade Gandhi to accept the two-nation theory. And so, Pakistan was created on the basis of religion. A Hindu India and a Muslim Pakistan, which was in two parts, West Pakistan and East Pakistan. Now they were diverse, both were diverse. One was a Punjabi, Urdu-speaking area, the other was a Bengali-speaking area. And Jinnah, who was basically a Gujarati Shia Muslim, had some other ideas. He wanted to enforce Urdu in the whole of Pakistan, both east and west, but that was the knife that cut the butter, and ultimately East Pakistan broke away from West Pakistan to form Bangladesh with the help of the Indians, of course. India, of course, became a so-called secular democracy, tilted in favor of the Muslims, the minorities, because that was Gandhi's philosophy. He wanted to be loved by everybody, including Muslims, but the Muslims still never accepted Gandhi as their leader. Let's be very frank about it. As far as Pakistan is concerned, basically it constituted the Pakistan Punjab, northwest frontier, and Sindh. There was a province in the edge of Pakistan, that is Balochistan, and the state of Kalat. They didn't want to become a part of Pakistan. No, sir. They said, we don't want to be part of Pakistan, we want to be independent. Or the Nawab of Kalat sent a telegram to Nehru saying, I would like a seat to India. Jinnah didn't accept it. He ordered the Pakistan army to move in, and they took over possession of the entire Balochistan and Kalat and incorporated it as a part of Pakistan. There was a lot of bloodshed, particularly in the west and the east also, and the role of Sharwadi, the Bengali Muslim League leaders, reprehensible. Thousands of Hindus were killed. Hindus retaliated. In fact, in Calcutta was a terrible time in 47, and the same thing happened in Lahore, where the Muslims killed the Hindus, and the Hindus had to run away. They retaliated in the Punjab, that is Sikhs, and so it continued. That means both the nations were born in bloodshed. Of course, India got out of this mind syndrome because that's the Hindu philosophy. Forget and forgive. But not in the Islamic philosophy, it doesn't mean that. And Pakistan always nurtured a hatred against India. And that was accentuated once they lost Bangladesh. Now, as the situation stands, the two separate countries which developed, Bangladesh and Pakistan. Now let's look at Bangladesh. It was created in 1971, but in 53 years of its existence, it has gone down slowly, down. It's dominated by obscurantist forces. Of course, there's about 1.45 crores worth number of Hindus in East Pakistan, but they're insecure. And right from 1950 onward, there have been riots against them. Many have been killed. And the biggest aim of the Bengali elite is to marry Hindu girls. And that has continued. Hindu population is going down. Now, there was a party called the Awami League, which came into power after 71 under Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Supposed to be a secular party, but I'm sorry, Mujib became a member of the OIC and became part of the conglomerate which routinely condemns India for human rights violations in Kashmir. Bangladesh was one of those countries, part of that ensemble. But yet, they married on. And as far as West Pakistan is concerned, there was bloodshed all the way. 58, Qayyum Khan took over as the martial law dictator. Early to that, Liaquat Ali, the Pakistan Prime Minister, the colleague of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, was shot dead in a park, and it has continued. One of the Pakistani Prime Ministers, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, was hanged without any evidence against him. And it continued. His daughter was blown to smithereens in a terrorist attack facilitated by the Pakistan Army. And things continued till what they have reached now. Now the situation in both countries is very bad. I've given a very, very short account of what's really happened. Let's look at East Pakistan. There's a party called the Jamaat, which is an obscurantist Islamic party which believes either being pro-Pakistan and having a pure, pristine Muslim state. So they started an agitation. I think it could be the help of the foreign countries. There's no such specific proof, but could be the Americans. But Sheikh Hasina had to flee. And it's a blot on the Indian intelligence that they couldn't gauge that such a situation is going to happen in East Pakistan. And now she's sitting in Delhi, nobody wants her. The British have refused asylum. What next? What does she do? While there's been murder, mayhem, and everything continuing in Bangladesh, but there are serious repercussions of what's going to happen in Bangladesh. I'll discuss that first. Firstly, Bangladesh has a very peculiar location. It is surrounded on all sides by India. And one of the reasons of the defeat of the Pakistan army in East Pakistan was that there was no way that army could be replenished once 5 Indian divisions mounted the attack under General Sagat Singh, who was the GOC in East Pakistan. So there's no choice to surrender when there was a heli-borne drop at the Tangale cantonment in Dhaka, and everybody said hands up. Well, that was the end of Pakistan and the creation of Bangladesh, but then things didn't improve. And now what is happening in Bangladesh is terrible. Their economy is at zero. They have no balance of payments available, no foreign exchange, nothing. And they are going around with a begging bowl asking for $8 billion from the World Bank, the IMF, the Asian Development Bank, holding their hands. Please give us some money so that we can at least eat and survive. But there are forces acting in between, and there are of course some secular forces also led by the Awami League, and now the Hindus are also resurgent and India is watching the situation. I think there is no scope further left for any further development in Bangladesh, because their main export, which was textiles, ready-made clothes, has become zero. Many factories have been burnt, there's nothing to eat, and I think the net result is, as earlier Henry Kissinger or somebody had said, it's a basket case. Bangladesh has got no future whatsoever. I don't think India is interested in incorporating Bangladesh, but definitely India would be interested in creating a Hindu state inside Bangladesh. Mind you, gentlemen, that is what is going to happen. A Hindu state will be created inside Bangladesh, where 1.5 to 2 crores in Hindus will be able to live with dignity and pride. And as far as the Muslim community is concerned, they can keep on multiplying 2 wives, 3 wives, more children, more hunger, no food, and they can keep talking, well, we are superior and all that, but you know where they are ending nowhere. So Bangladesh got the most bleak future you can think of. What about Pakistan? Pakistan already in a basket case. It's got billions of dollars of debt. It doesn't know what to do. It's handed over Gawda port to China. China is extracting its pound of flesh like Shylock. And you know what's happening? What Shylock did? He said, I want my pound of flesh. That's what the character of Shylock was, and that's what China is. They're giving the money, easy credit, but very high interest and practically zero development. And Pakistan is facing an insurrection on three fronts. The first is the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, which is fighting with its mentors sitting in Kabul, and their aim is single. They want to enforce the Sharia all over Pakistan. That's number one. And then we have the Baluch Liberation Army fighting for the freedom of Baluchistan. And then we have in the northwest frontier, that is the Pakhtunwali, a Afghan revolution on who want to break away with Pakistan and join Afghanistan, because Afghanistan never recognized the Durand line as the border between Pakistan and Afghanistan, claiming it was an artificial line created by the British, which is very true. And that time the British enforced it at the point of the gun, but every day is not Sunday, and now the British are zero. They're sitting quietly holed up, and we have the British Prime Minister talking all nonsense now. I think he can keep talking nonsense, but England finished over. Now coming to Pakistan, I think the Baluch Liberation Front has been active. They've been killing Punjabis in their buses. I don't favor it, because it's not a battle against Punjab and Baluchistan, it's a battle against the concept of Pakistan. And the second thing is, they've killed more than 100 soldiers of the Pakistan Army, and the Pakistan Army has been retaliating, and Pakistan Army itself is facing a cancer. There are a lot of people who are in support of Imran Khan, the deposed Pakistan Prime Minister, inside the army. And I understand, I do not know if it's true or no, but more than 100 operatives or officers and men of the Pakistan Army who were having allegiance to the ex-ISI director, I wouldn't like to name that unfortunate man here. He's sitting in jail and may be executed at any time. That is General Fez. I might as well give his name. And people owing allegiance to me are in jail, and somebody says they have already executed quite a few of them. I don't know if it's true, I can't say that. But if such a thing does happen, Pakistan is going to break up very fast. It doesn't require Indian help to break up Pakistan. No, sir, not Indian help. They'll break up on their own. The Baluch Liberation Army is fighting desperately, I would say. And they've been attacking the Chinese engineers who are sitting there. And China's Chief of General Staff was recently in Pakistan, and he told the Pakis, well, do something. I mean, what are you doing? You can't control your own land. If you want us to continue, put an end to this insurrection. But it's easier said than done, gentlemen. It's not so easy. The Baluch are well armed, motivated, and they know what has happened. And they can't forget that their leader, the Bukti, in 2006 was killed by General Ziaul Haq in a helicopter attack. You don't use helicopter gunships against your own men, against your own people. But that is what Musharraf did. He paid a terrible price to run away like a rat. He's no more, bless his soul. I hope he's sitting in heaven with 72, the most beautiful virgins all around. But the fact remains, gentlemen, that Pakistan is going to break up. Bangladesh will also break, as I've just told you, and will be created into two parts, and maybe a third part may come up somewhere in the Chittagong hill tracts, because the Americans are keen to have a Christian state in the northeast. But that might mean some portion of India moving in. That probably looks a little far-fetched. But anything is possible. And as far as Pakistan is concerned, Baluchistan breaks away, and in that case, the Pakhtunwali province will also break away, and Pakistan will be left with just Punjab and Sindh. And the Sindh will be a reluctant partner with the Punjabis. Punjabis are fine people. I'm a Punjabi myself. And my grandfather had a house, a big bungalow, palatial one in Lahore. He had to leave it and come back to India. Or rather go away, he had exiled. He was a man from Lahore. So I don't like what's happening in Pakistan, but Pakistan is so much steeped in obscurantism. I really don't know what to do about this country. The army has been in power, but it's the one which is feeding obscurantism, mullahism, everything you can think of, it's feeding that into the Pakistan system. Somebody asked me, how do you say that? Well, you must remember the General Zia-ul Haq, that terrible dictator who hanged Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, introduced the Hudud Ordinance. What is that? That was an ordinance that bypassed certain offences like rape and zina and other offences out of the purview of the Pakistan Penal Code and put them under the Sharia. That means an offence of rape could never be committed or proved, because you need 4 witnesses and a woman's evidence is half of a man. Well, these are parts of Islamic jurisprudence, and Pakistan in serious trouble. And General Zia-ul Haq did another stupid thing. He made the death sentence for blasphemy mandatory. And net result is, now you got a score against a non-Muslim or somebody, you just say, yeah, he's doing blasphemy, he's burning the Quran, he's doing this. And he may be arrested for murder, or arrested for blasphemy and sentenced to death. There's no choice. And net result is, there are more than 115 people, mostly from the minorities and the Christians, who are on death row in Pakistan. Nowhere in any Islamic country such a thing happened, but it happened in Pakistan. So, gentlemen, what I'm pointing out is the figures which are there in Pakistan. The writ of the Pakistan government is going down and down. Shahbaz Sharif is the Prime Minister, desperately looking forward for support. He's not getting any. And the man who's popular, Imran Khan, is in jail. Oh, I don't know whether the charges are trumped up or not. I won't comment on that. But he's been charged with corruption. But then everybody's charged with corruption and then he's let off. Look at Nawaz Sharif, the elder brother of Shahbaz Sharif. He was the Prime Minister of Pakistan. He was removed on charges of corruption, sentenced to 10 years in jail, went to London, came back, and the charges were exonerated by the Supreme Court. How can you have such a state, such a country where the law doesn't rule? And the army is at its wit's end in Balochistan, and they do need some help. I think India should look into Balochistan. The Americans must look, because separate Balochistan would be a pro-American ally. But that is the need of the hour. I think Pakistan is going to break up into 3 states, Bangladesh into 2 states, and that is what really matters. The world is going to change. Gentlemen, in the next 3 years, you will watch what I'm saying. Whether Modi remains or doesn't remain is a secondary issue. But India will go up forward, I hope so, and Pakistan is going to be finished. I don't know what they're going to call the new nations will come up. Balochistan would be a separate station, and Bangladesh will be formed in 2 or 3 states, countries independent. I think that's the need of the hour for social justice. That's the only way it can be done. I don't know whether you agree with me. I hope you do. And if you do, then do like my video, share it with your friends, and come back for more. In the meanwhile, I'll say goodbye and God bless. And I repeat what I've been saying all around. Pakistan heading for a breakup. Bangladesh also breakup. Bangladesh is going to break up earlier than Pakistan, but both countries would be destroyed. And who would destroy them? The ruling elite. I close now, gentlemen. Wish you all the best. Goodbye and God bless.